last year we got Mickey Mouse in an epic adventure in Epic Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, earlier this year, it's time for another character to go on an epic adventure, and it's Kirby in Kirby's Epic Yarn.
True.
Is it filled with epic yarn?
It is, or rather I should say magical yarn.
Ooh,
that
magic.
Infects the whole world and turns everything we know as a Kirby adventure into a Kirby adventure made out of yarn. And it's just about as weird as it sounds.
I've only seen like the trailers.
Yeah.
I haven't touched it, and it seems like you use the yarn to knit things together. Exactly what's the gameplay?
The thing is that the usual mechanics in the Kirby game is that he's able to consume all his enemies, spit them out, or absorb their powers, and he isn't able to do this time. Instead, he has received magical yarn whip. With which he can actually both
we love you, Nintendo.
yes, with which he can both I would say unzip the enemies and actually just turn them into a string of yarn, or he can pick them up and throw them at other enemies and everything. And in that kind of way, it's just your usual platform game. But what is really cool is the way, first of all, that Nintendo has managed to turn everything you know from the Kirby universe into a slightly different Kirby universe where everything is interpreted into yarn, and it makes for some really clever visuals. Also, the whole yarn effect is actually influenced in the gameplay. So you will encounter places where you can actually pull strings in the world because it's made of like huge pieces of cloth and everything. So you can pull the strings and you actually pull the world together and reveal new areas, or you can pull zippers and unlock like places where you can go into the background, another layer of cloth. And it's really clever in that sort of way, because it is effects that you haven't seen used before in a game. And it is a new way to interpret going into bonus levels or finding secrets in the wall, and it makes it pretty fun.
Looking at it though, it of course, Kirby himself is round and pink and happy.
And a marshmallow, apparently, according to Wikipedia.
Ooh, Wikipedia knows everything. Now he's a marshmallow yarn. Anyway, it looks very, very child-friendly.
It is. I mean, I've always been of the opinion that you know, Nintendo has got the reputation for doing childish games because the visuals are very colorful and the worlds are bubbly and fun and happy and everything. That being said, I've always loved Nintendo games, and while I wouldn't consider this new Kirby Adventure just a childish game because of the visuals that is also appealing to children, the gameplay certainly is, if not childish, very, very child-friendly, because you can't die. No matter what you do, you will never die, you will just respawn and continue, and the point system in the game is built up so that you collect beads, and if you collect a certain amount of beads, you will go to get a gold star, a gold medal when you complete the level. And the only punishment you get for actually falling into a pit or touching an enemy or anything is that you lose these beads, and they can actually, or most of them can actually be picked up immediately after you've been hit by something again. So no matter what you do, you will almost never be punished in any sort of way in the game. And that, in theory, means that you can just press right and more or less complete the game in a certain amount of time.
This is not kind of like child-friendly in the way that the Lego games would be child-friendly?
Yeah, kind of. I would. Yeah, it is kind of the same idea, definitely, but it is just so much more apparent in Kirby because literally nothing happens. You just instantly respawn, you lose some beats, and there you go, and you can just continue immediately. It doesn't destroy the game in any way because you learn to accept it, but it is something that you should definitely keep in mind. This is not a platform game in the same way that, for instance, New Super Mario Bros. Wii was. Okay,
so but you liked it. It's fun.
I definitely liked it. There's a whole lot of creativity going on in the game, not the least because everything, of course, is made of yarn, and that also means that Kirby can transform into a lot of things. A lot of the levels have this thing where midway through the level you get to transform into some sort of, you know, a big giant tank or a flying machine or spaceship or something, and it varies the gameplay so that you never quite know what to expect, and it really works well in context with the world.
All right, fair enough. When I started doing this job, I never thought I'd say yarn so many times in the space of 5 minutes.
Well, it is epic.
It is epic.
Yeah.
Epic.